Hello, I'm Eden. I am irritated. Okay, so I just think that we should just get out of our little bubbles and think about other people. I just read an article saying that people who read fiction, so not true stories, have more empathy, generally, than people who don't read fiction. I think I have a lot of empathy, but I don't tend to read nonfiction. But I do read, which they haven't studied. I read things about all different kinds of people that are true. So I think that might help as well. Anyway, so I'm just irritated because one person made fun of me because I asked for help, which is ridiculous. And that person, who shall not be named, was a teenager who I much know. And then the other person, I asked for help, and that person yelled at me because they were irritated, who shall not be named, and they were irritated that I was asking for help when they were tired. So anyway, I was just looking for a job and I needed to know how to do something. And they were both irritated with me because, I'm not magic and I can't do everything and know everything that everybody else knows. And we need to have some empathy. So this brought me back to my house when I was a child was robbed at least 5 times when I was in elementary school. And I think that perhaps these people didn't have empathy and they were only thinking about themselves. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe they were on drugs and they needed their drug money, but we actually had nothing to steal. So it was kind of funny in a way because it must have been different people. Our house was, don't get any ideas. It was surrounded by woods. I know you're not that type of person. So, anyway, it was surrounded by woods, and so they used to break the back door and go in and steal the TV. Whoop-de-doo. That's literally all we had to steal. So, one day, remember, this is in the 1970s. So, my father had placed 2 old televisions. And these were televisions that were thought to cause leukemia in children, which goes along with, I believe that is true, but you should look it up. They were really old and big and just huge. So he couldn't get rid of them because we didn't have a truck, and you would have had, these things were huge. So he would have had to take them to the dump, but couldn't get them out the door into a truck. We didn't have one. He was storing them in a side room. And yeah, so anyway, what I was going to say was that the leukemia thing, I think, is one of the reasons why parents in the 80s would say, and the 70s would say, sit back from the TV. You're gonna get your eyes hurt. Well, that was a myth, apparently. But I still think that it might have come from the leukemia thing, because I believe that kids were getting leukemia from these sets, so he had to get rid of them. Anyway. So one day, the people that came into our house broke into our house, and they actually took away the 2 stored TVs, which we thought was hilarious. It was just like, finally, somebody does something nice. They weren't trying to be nice, but they probably thought they were cool. They were old. They took them away for us. Free delivery to the dump. So anyway, yeah, they used to come in and take the TV and then they'd leave because we literally had nothing else to steal. So, I don't know, good times. Oh, actually, there was another time. My mom came home from dropping the three of us at elementary school. And she came back, and there was a man at the door breaking in. So he was at the front door breaking in. And so she parked her car at the end of our driveway. And remember, we had woods all around our house. The man, so she starts running down to, my grandmother was our neighbor, but it was quite a ways away. So say there could have been another house placed in between my grandma's house and my house. And it was quite a ways between houses. We used to ride our bikes back and forth in the woods between houses. So anyway, my mom starts running down the street to get to my grandmother's house because, cell phones didn't exist until, I don't know, not in the 1970s, not in the 1980s. It was I don't know, look it up. Anyway, so she's running down there, and the man's screaming at her going, "Wait, lady, I just wanted to ask for directions." And my mom's like, "No, you're not. You're stealing from my house, and I'm sick of it." And so she ran down, and she called the police from my grandmother's house. And she had parked the car at the end of our driveway. So the man drove through our lawn and out through the trees onto the street, down the street, and the police actually caught him. Woohoo! But the sad thing was that he hadn't broken into our house. So he only got charged with trespassing. Very sad. All right. Have a good day.